Howdy, Cassandre Xavier here. This time I want to talk to you about my eyeball sockets. So, yeah, what's wrong with your eyes? What's wrong with my eyes? So, I don't know, a few months ago or something, I just started noticing when I would review, look back at my YouTube video. It's hay fever season, so not only do you have to deal with my freshly moisturized, oily face, you got to deal with the eye damage because my eyes are watery. I have hay fever. Anyway, first of all, I'm just so grateful. I have so much gratitude all the time. I'm so grateful and happy about my life, even with whatever challenges are here. It's beautiful. Sunlight is streaming through the window, and I have so many reasons to feel good. So there's that. Months ago, I started noticing when I looked at my videos that my eyes looked odd. It appeared that one would go in another direction, and um, I didn't really understand it. I never really noticed that before. I don't think that has always been the case. I can say that when I was a child, sometimes I did notice that one of my eyes can go in another direction, and I actually can control them somewhat to make one go in the other direction. I can't really aim my vision. It's not that I want to actually look with two eyes at the same time. It's just a fun little goofy thing that I have done from time to time. Um, I don't want to say the person's name, but somebody who's close to me has sleep apnea and does not use a CPAP machine. And I have noticed that over the years his eyes have gotten more bugged out. I use a CPAP machine, and so I wonder if perhaps sometimes when my CPAP, if perhaps as I am sleeping and my mask shifts, and so I'm not fully engaged, and therefore I'm not connected really, even though I'm still getting way better sleep, because with nightly use of the CPAP machine, it's still better than not using it. But sometimes it does get disengaged, and I might spend a few minutes, if not an hour or a few more. I don't really like to think about it, but sometimes things do get shifted around, and you're not getting your full therapy, as they call it, as they call CPAP assisted sleep if you have sleep apnea. So I have two theories on why my eye goes wonky, or three theories. One, I think I just naturally have sort of buggy-shaped eyes, as does my father. And so I think maybe as I grow older, that feature becomes a bit more pronounced, perhaps. And I think it's also related to how I've been able to move them around a little bit, even since I was a little kid. So the second of three reasons is that I think, actually I'm not even going to try to number them. I've mentioned before the possible sleep apnea connection. I think that when you have sleep apnea, I have moderate sleep apnea, and I think my sleep is strained. And so I think when you're struggling to breathe, it might make sense that there might be some physical signs of strainosity is the legal, or rather scientific Latin term, the strainosity. So I think it's just maybe my eyes are showing physical strain, because your eyes show, the body is amazing. Your eyes show strain in various ways. I think, there's the glaucoma with sugar, diabetes. I remember once years ago I ate some grapes and I immediately felt it in my eyes. Why would I feel the sugar of the grapes in my eyes? And your eyes do a lot of stuff. So, anyway, so I think that my eyes may be showing some kind of strain in my body. Another reason I think might actually be mental health related. Hard to say. Hard to say. Um, so I think since recently I've received a more severe diagnosis than I've had for 30 years. Always had the same diagnosis, and one of these days I'm going to come out of the mental health stigma closet long enough to, not, here I am, I'm being one of these bloggers now who feels the need to cry on camera. Fuck. Anyway, and like as if not picking up the tissue will make it not real. It's not actually happening. So, yeah, I think my wonky eyes may also be a sign of my mental health issues. So, I won't know until I actually talk to my primary care person, who I actually just met with recently, but I'd never met about my eyes before because I've never thought about it before. It's a relatively new thing. So I know for sure before I go self-diagnosing and saying, well, I think it's because my favorite color is purple. I don't know exactly why they're doing that. My eyes are, but when I look at it, when I look at myself in video and I see that my eyes are like one's this way and one's that way, I kind of don't think it looks aesthetically pleasing. I kind of don't like it, but I don't really mind it. And I love myself, and I love my body, and I'm really into being on Earth right now. And so to me, if my eyes are doing something a little wonky, I don't mind. And I also know that if I loved somebody, if I felt for somebody, I wouldn't mind if their eyes were a little wonky. So in the same way, I know that if somebody fell for me, they wouldn't mind that my eyes are a little wonky. And I know a current sweetie that I have, I'm sure, and the thing is, however I look in front of the video camera is how I look in life. That's how I look all the time. The only reason it looks odd to me is because I don't see myself all the time. We don't look at ourselves while we're talking to our friends, loved ones, and so forth. We don't see what we look like when we're talking. So I had no idea I had these frog eyes going in opposite directions. And nobody's going to tell you that. Hey, Cassandra, what's up with your eyes, dude? Like, nobody's going to tell you that. They probably think you already know it. No, I did not know this. Dagnabbit. Anyway, I love my eyeball sockets, whichever direction they feel like going this week. And at some point, I might ask my primary care person, like, what all is going on with that. But as a beloved ex-lover of mine used to say, it's not my biggest problem. And so it isn't. And I guess I'll wrap it up here. So that's what's going on with my eyes for those of you who have wondered. And if you never even noticed, and I brought it to the fore, so be it. So there it is. All right. Well, hey, thanks very much for listening. I hope that you make yourself a beautiful day, no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're creating, no matter what life is throwing at you. Remember that everyone and everything is a lesson. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to be courageous. It's an opportunity to be more loving. It's an opportunity to give love, receive love, and be yourself. So I really appreciate your listening, and I hope you'll tune in again real soonish like. Alrighty, take care. Bye-bye.